Hello everyone and welcome to another Starcraft 2 video, and this time it's going to be a live session. Yay! Let's see how this one pans out. I like it so far. Starcraft, one of my favorite maps, if not my most favorite, and Zerg opponent, not bad either. Keep pimpin'. I will make sure to do that, actually. I'll put that on my list of activities, although it's going to have to fall after start pimpin', because I probably have to complete that first before I can actually keep doing it. But I will keep that in mind. I really like Starcraft, mostly because that ramp is so easy to defend. Your planetary fortress covers it really well, especially with range upgrade, and great counter versus like Stalker Rush or Bailing Bust. So it really simplifies things from a standpoint of stopping rushes. So I can just concentrate on Marines versus Protoss or Zerg, because the only things I gotta worry about are things like mutas or void rays, things that I don't have to worry about the ramp. So anyways, this is a short rush distance and it is a 2-player map, so I do have to scout for the 6-ling, or the 6 pool. Maybe a 5 pool. You might kill off one of his drones first, then create a pool. I don't know. So yeah, this SCV that's being trained right now, I'm going to build a supply deal at my front line with it, and then I'm going to have him continue out and scout my Zerg opponent's base. I do click on the mineral patch, that's just so my SCV will phase through other units. Not that important versus Zerg, but if it was like, say, Protoss, and say like you walled off his ramp and filled the gap with like a probe or a zealot, you would your SCV would just go right through that unit. But yeah, if I don't see an early spawning pool, I am definitely going for my fast expand build. And this is laggy. I think what Fraps does when you record at 30 frames per second is it actually slows my game speed down to 30 frames per second too, because I'm having trouble clicking on things here. Alright, so I queued up some SCVs, and now we'll just check out what we got in here. And we got hatchery, gas, and pool. So it looks like speed things. Oh, pulled all. Oh, fail. Fail. I more or less just made about 35 minerals there, and or stole 35 minerals from him there by his pulling everything off the line. So a little late on my CC here, but hopefully it doesn't cost me. It has before. You know how many times I've had like a command center about 50 hit points from finishing when a zealots or lings finish it off. And that's the one thing that only really kills me. I mean, I can always get my wall up in time. It's the getting my command center done in time, which is the problem. Actually, with this new build order, I noticed one match someone chrono boosted a zealot on this map, and the zealot got in before I placed my barracks. It was very close, but it happened. So I'll have to keep an eye on that, and if it's a reoccurring thing, I maybe have to adjust my build order. Maybe stop SCV production at 18, then get my 2 buildings up, and then build my 19th SCV. It's going to be supply capped either way, so I don't have to really get that SCV immediately, especially if it costs me the game. Alright, so while it's complete, Overlord's here, so my secret's out. He did go with Speedlings, which is like the counter to like Hellion and Reaper harassment, so yeah, that's not coming. I think Reaper harass is very common versus Zerg. Okay, this is another thing I gotta think about. What do you guys think? It seems whenever I transfer out my SCVs is right at the moment that the first zealot or the pile of the lings show up.
Our SCVs are under attack.
And my main base isn't saturated anyways. I think what I should do is keep them all in my main, wait until that fortress is done or more or less done, then transfer out my SCVs. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do from now on. Wow, I cannot click on these units. I'm trying to put stuff back on cold, or back on minerals. Oh, are you kidding me? Alright, reparations. Repay the damage. Oh yes, block him in. Yeah, attack that SCV. That's a very smart move with a big cannon facing your face. Okay, I stutter, but it still made sense. Zerglings have faces too. Okay, I'm very late on range upgrade. I'm actually really happy I killed off all the Zerglings now, because if this was some super fast Bailing Bust, that would give me issues. You really want to get that first 150 gas towards the planetary, and your next 100 immediately on range, on Steps of War. So once you got range complete on your planetary, you have this entire base completely safe. And you don't have to worry about that whole Baneling bus thing.
What's going on? Huh? Ah, you scared me. Go, go, go. What's going on? I can't build here.
Another thing this new build order is, I gotta get used to the timing of, like I was used to always having that extra supply depot, and now I can sometimes supply my cap myself right at the beginning of the game, which is not a good time to supply cap yourself. It's kind of your vulnerable point.
SCV ready.
So, gotta remember to get that next supply depot down. Looks like I'm supply capped anyways, but oh, there we go, that's fine. So what else? Just pumping Marines at this point, get some stim pack going. So I got the Fortress of Range that covers Baneling Bust. Now I just gotta get some Marines out to cover the mutas. Let's see what we got going on here. We got Spire, so it is mutas. Oh shoot. I promised myself I'd put those two air turrets in my mineral line from now on this map. It's too easy for him to actually get behind your expansion. That's one thing I don't like about this map, is your expansion isn't flush up against like the side of the map. So you can actually come into your main base from multiple angles, like bypassing your expansion. On maps like, say, Metalopolis, like you can't come in from the one side without passing by your expansion base. So as long as you got turrets in your expansion base, it protects that side of your main. This you gotta defend your expansion and all sides of your main. So that's why I built that turret actually in the back there, because that's often where they come in from. And I've supply capped myself again, so throwing down this reactor and tech lab, and right after I say they always like to come in with mutas from the back, he comes in from the front. Oh. Okay, this is annoying. I totally would have saved that turret if I didn't have this mouse lag going on. Okay, that's good reparations. I should title this game Reparations. Yeah, so it's good whenever you supply cap yourself just to figure out ways to spend your money. It's like, okay, well now I guess I'll spend my upgrades, maybe throw down another barracks, maybe get my factory now, get my refineries and my expansion. Just those sort of things.
Additional supply depots required. Additional supply
capped again.
required. Additional supply
So yeah, with 600 banked up, I'm definitely throwing in a couple more barracks. If I were macroing better, I wouldn't have to do this, but I'm not macroing better, so I am going to do it. That sounds like perfect logic to me. Refineries. Oh, hey there, now he came in the back. Told you he does that sometimes. And what did I do? Attack my own factory? Refinery? Keeping a couple SCVs on the high ground, just because I don't like to be able to dance on the other side of that ridge. And you don't want to use your stim to get there quickly, I found. Yeah, you want to save your stim, otherwise you can just... At least in Diamond League, they're smart enough to try to drain you of your stim. Like, wait for you to stim and then pull away, and then come back in again, wait for you to stim and pull away. And yeah, it's a good way of killing your own units by overstimming.
SCV ready.
Yeah.
10-4.
So that range upgrade I got from my planetary fortress also works on the air turrets, which is pretty sweet. I love air turrets with range upgrade. It is like a world of difference. People never get it as Terran, but it's awesome. I always get it in TvT as well, because I mean, I'm not upgrading anything else from my engineering bay, so I think 100-100 is more worth. Yeah, it's more than worth it to get range on your air turrets, especially if you're in some sort of Viking versus like air superiority battle. It really makes your turrets a lot more useful.
add-on complete.
Macro.
Insufficient Vespine.
SCV ready.
You have insufficient Vespine gas.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on.
What is going on here?
Additional
How long has that
supply
SCV been following that other SCV?
What's going on?
I hate when that happens. You know the worst part about that is too? When he's following, and he doesn't show up as an idle SCV.
Want a piece of me, boy?
God, that SCV's probably been doing nothing the entire match.
Yep.
So deal my Viking just to go hunt around the map. I'm not going to go by those mutas yet, so I'll just hunt all around here, there, A. Okay. Ooh, my factory's found. But my factory's found him, so all is fair in the finding of finding finds. I don't know what I'm saying. It is hard to commentate and play at the same time, just putting it out there.
What's going on?
New command center, because I am stockpiling minerals like a noob.